Welcome to Big Blend Radio's virtual cafe. Pull up a seat and let's find out who we're having a happy hour conversation with today. Hey everybody, it is time to celebrate fall, y'all. And since we're recording this from New Orleans, I can say y'all. So hello, fall, y'all. It's not quite fall as we record this, but we're going to get ready for fall. And this is happy hour time. So as we go around and introduce our different guests, we are getting on the Big Blend Party Bus. That is a new thing.
Yay.
It's not that new. We've been doing the Big Blend Radio Party Bus for a while. Priscilla, our pink sock monkey, is the driver and cocktail mixer, food deliverer, server. And she does not drink and drive, so she's good. But we're going to go across the country today and have a good time with our guests. And we're going to find out what they want to eat and drink to celebrate fall, y'all. So let's see. Today we're in New Orleans, Nancy. So we're going to start the bus here. So you're the mother. So Nancy, what would you like Priscilla to serve you for fall before we go off to our next destination?
I love mulled wine. You heat it gently. You never boil it. You put some spices, cloves, cinnamon in it, and you serve it. And I used to serve it at parties in a crock pot because we had a lot of guests. And they could just dip their glasses in and have warm wine that was, there's nothing like it.
Oh, my.
Old
I'm down.
Spice wine.
Ah. What would you like to eat with that?
Allspice, cinnamon. Cinnamon is a must. It's good.
I'm all good with this. What would you like to eat with it?
I don't care about eating.
She's watching that slim
I'm just
figure.
being honest. Honest. Okay, like hors d'oeuvres are good. Crackers and cheese with a pickle on
You don't
top.
even want a pizza or anything? Like a little mini pizza?
I like the taste to be the taste.
All right. Well, she's gone with the mulled wine. Yeah. Well, cool. You're doing that. And since we're in New Orleans, I don't think Austin's that far away. I don't know, but we're going to go to Austin, Texas to hang out with travel writer Sharon Kurtz, an amazing photographer as well. And everyone, you can keep up with Sharon. Go to SharonKKurtz.com. Everyone, look in the episode notes for the links for our guests on the show so you can connect with them and see who we're chatting with. So Sharon, welcome back. How are you? And welcome to the Big Blend Radio Bus.
Thank you. And hi, y'all. I can say that for real because I'm in Texas. Not Louisiana.
See? Yeah. Well, we can't say. Well. And listen, Louisiana and Texas share borders and good food. True. Can we just agree on that? But yes. You have the wine. I have not been to a Louisiana winery yet. And I know there's wine in all 50 states, but we have not been to a winery in Louisiana yet. Have you?
Oh. No. In fact, I've never even heard of one. So that is very interesting.
Well, I suppose we all have a to-do list now already. Yes, it's getting started.
I'll do it.
Yes.
Well, welcome onto the Big Blend Radio Party Bus. Do you approve of the design? And no, everyone, the password, because it is a speakeasy on the bus, right? You would not recognize the bus as being the Big Blend Radio Party Bus because it's a speakeasy. And so you won't from the outside know, but when you get in, you can only get in with the password. So I don't think that Sharon will know the password, but Matt Cost is on the show. We're going to pick him up in a bit and let's see if he can telepathically send us the password so that Sharon can get on the bus. Matt, you're the king of happy hour. What's the password?
Well, the password that I used in Velma Gone Awry was Mayor Hyman, who was the mayor of New York City at the time during Prohibition. So I think we should go with Mayor Hyman.
Are you mean you're kicking out the Wiggy? Oh. Okay.
Oh, no,
all right.
no.
Oh, boy. King of Happy Hour is getting in trouble here now. Okay, but Mayor Hyman, we're going to have Mayor Hyman as the password today?
No, we can go back to it. I just, after their
just wanted to
happy
say
hour, I
Hyman.
remembered that I'd written that, so.
That's good. No, that's good. You look at him. Good book promo right here. I love that. I love that. But you know what? How about we all have our own password? Sharon, what's your password? Make one up because you can get in because you're already allowed.
Bats. Because Austin is known for its bats.
Yeah, you do. You have one of the best bat colonies in the country.
Do. Yes.
Yeah.
Mexican split tail bats or something. It's like one of the only colonies that lives under a bridge in North America, I think. I think we have that designation.
Yes, that's true. I listened to a whole podcast on it, like a 3-hour podcast on bats, and the bat dude it was all about Austin. And he was like, that is the bat place. Carlsbad Caverns, National Park in New Mexico is good too.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bat Lady. And Batman's coming out again. Yeah. Okay. And apparently Nicole Kidman only wanted to be in Batman so she could kiss Batman. I don't know. I saw it on a reel today. I don't know what that was about, but, Sharon, Batman? What would you like Priscilla, the pink sock monkey, who's now going to have to be on Bat Patrol? What would you like her to make you to eat and drink on the party bus?
Okay, I want caramel apples, real caramel apples. Ooh. And spiced cider.
Oh, yes. Nice. Oh, this is good. Oh, that's good. Oh, very good. Are you ready to go on a road trip?
Yeah.
Okay, because we're going to go to Southern California. We're going to go pick up genealogist and writer Erin Youngless, and I encourage everyone to go to Erin's website because she will dig up the dirt on your family, literally. I mean it. Well, not literally. Cool. I don't know if she'll go in the graveyard or not, but go to genealogybyErin.com, and that's ARYN, genealogybyErin.com. Welcome back, Erin. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Doing good. What's your password?
Oh,
the whole new
since it's Southern California, how about the 405?
Oh my gosh. And can you just put traffic as
gridlock?
Word? Yeah.
How about gridlock?
That's good. I like that.
That sounds like a good cocktail.
That's a good password, gridlock.
Gridlock. That's a good band name. I bet you there's a band name called Gridlock. I know. There's got to be. So how are you doing? Have you been digging up any good stuff lately?
Always. Yes.
Somebody, there was a travel writer was talking to me about a podcast, and she says, well, I want to talk about Cisco. Oh, it's Frisco. Oh, that's different. Frisco, Texas. 2 different places. I was picking up on the last time we talked, and it was Cisco that you wanted, the Cisco Kid place with the bank robbery, right?
Cisco
yes.
Kid, yeah.
Yeah, Cisco, not Frisco. Well, Frisky could be a password today. What would you like to eat and drink? You know, Priscilla, the amazing sock monkey, who likes New Orleans, by the way. She's into New Orleans because she has Mardi Gras beads on. So I'll have to put a photo out there for everyone to see. She does have Mardi Gras beads, but don't tell anybody. She got them from Natchitoches, and she got them from Southwest Louisiana in Lake Charles, not New Orleans yet. But I can take a photo of her with Mardi Gras beads. We have them everywhere here.
They've been culturized.
I beg your pardon. They've been culturized. All right.
So she's dipped them in the water. It's good.
Well, go outside. It's raining. Beads. It's all good. It's all good. Erin, what would you like to drink?
I'm just going to go with warm apple cider.
And something to eat?
Apple pie. Apples all around.
We're apple-y. Yeah. Yeah. And didn't you just come back from Salem?
I did.
Massachusetts. Did you find out stuff about witches?
Some. Ooh. I didn't get to all the places I wanted to go to though, but it was fun.
Cool. Did you eat the rye bread? Because is it true that it was rye bread that caused the whole thing about women to be feared was from the grain or something, like a grain that was fermented or was bad, and they ate it, they hallucinated, and then everybody thought they were witches?
No, I just think the little girls made it up because they were bored.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the young girls, her family had a maid, and the maid was from Haiti or the Dominican Republic, and she liked to tell tall tales to the girls just to entertain them. And then one of the girls just started making up stories. I guess later in life, she actually slightly admitted to the fact that she made it all up, but she was still of a wealthy family, so nothing happened to her. Tituba was the name of the slave, and Tituba was sold off.
Whoa.
Oh,
hmm
Whoa. Wow. And you knew that we were going to say this was the Tall Falls, like, podcast, right? The Tall Fall stories. Like, I can't even say it. I can't. I know that I put it, the Tall Fall tale together. We're going to make a story together. So I think you already started it. That's really cool. We're going to go over from Erin, who's in the Los Angeles area. We're going to leave the gridlock and go to the redwood trees. And we're going to go up the coast. We're going to take 101 and 1, and then 101 again, I think. Doesn't it go back and forth on that, as I recall? And we're going to go pick up organizational trainer and author Rita Sever. And she's always on our show talking about how to run organizations with supervision, but that is compassionate, kind, but direct. And you can go to our website, supervisionmatters.com. Welcome back, Rita. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you.
Hey,
Good to
I'm
be
excited.
here.
Excited to have you on a happy hour podcast. The last show you were on was on the Boomer Show, and everyone, I'm going to have the link to her podcast with us before, but you're in the redwoods. That kind of feels like fall in a way, doesn't it? I know it's
It
not
does,
fall
yeah,
colors, but that red is
right.
amazing.
It is. It's a very powerful presence in the county. And that's my password. I'm in Sonoma County, so my password is Sonoma.
Ah, and you have good wine. So what would you like to drink and eat?
Absolutely. It is wine country and redwood country. So I am going to drink a very nice, warm red blend today.
You said the word blend.
you
We
said
love you
blend.
for that, and for many other things, but like you said blend. So like, yes,
I
she
fit
gets
right in, right?
she gets the extra cushy seat on the bus, no bed springs on the bus. Okay. What would you like to eat? I'm thinking you got like,
I'm gonna,
creameries too. Ooh, sorry. I just got
yeah,
excited
I'm
about your
gonna
area.
pair that nice red blend with a baked brie with fig jam.
How did you know? Like, that's my thing,
Really, it's so
brie cheese.
wonderful. Yeah, sounds like a wonderful fall evening.
Oh my gosh. But now you're putting with fig on the side too, because that's in season now too.
Right.
Raccoons love figs. Our
Uh,
friend, Andrea had a farm in Fallbrook in Southern California and a bed and breakfast. And she had an organic farm when she was doing lettuce and strawberries, the best strawberries. I mean, monster big strawberries, and you'd bite into them and they were sweet. Not the
uh,
strawberries where you bite into them and go like, dang it. What?
wow.
No, sweet, like sweet,
Uh,
sweet, amazing. I mean, it was just all organic and beautiful. But she had these fig trees, and one night her and I were going to bed, and it's lights out in the inn. It was hacienda style, right? And I go to my room. I'm like, we were looking for the cat. I think that's what it was. We went out, turned the light on, and you just saw all these sea of eyes in the fig tree. Like, look at us. Like, how
wow.
dare you? They were pigging out like you wouldn't believe. She had
Oh
probably
my
10
goodness.
raccoons in the tree. And raccoons are cool, man. They're so cool. And they want to wash their food and everything.
Right.
She didn't have, well, she did actually have figs. She did figs with Greek yogurt and everything. Well, she was an amazing
Wow.
chef too. Yeah, she still is an
Yep.
amazing chef. Yeah. Well, I love your password and I love your area, but are you ready? Erin, Sharon, Nancy, Rita, we are going across country. And we're going to see a lot of beautiful fall colors as we go, because we're going to go through the top states. We're also going to go through Michigan and all of that area that just when the fall comes, y'all, it's cool. It's beautiful. Even the end of August, it's beautiful. But we're going to Maine, which we haven't been to yet on our tour. I don't know if everyone else has been to Maine on the show. But we have to go pick up Matt Cost. He is the king of happy hour here. And an incredible author. I encourage you to go to his website, mattcost.net. He's already said his password. So, like, we just need to know what he wants to eat and drink. And so, welcome back, Matt. Again.
Well,
How are
thank
you?
you, Lisa. I'm sorry about complicating the password issue, but
you created a whole new thing
now
now.
we have a
See?
whole new thing. So here we go.
Yeah.
I am going to Texas in the end of October, so maybe I'll see Sharon down that way, even though I'm
Oh,
not going to
cool.
make it to Austin. I will be seeing a
Ooh.
friend from Elgin right outside of Austin.
Well, I'll be Bat Girl and you can be Bat Guy.
Okay, I'll be bad guy. I have food
What?
under the bridge there, so
I'm glad you didn't say Bat Boy. That would be weird.
I thought about that for just a minute and then I made that quick adjustment. Like,
No, I'm sorry, I
Sorry.
had to go there. I couldn't let that go. It could be Bat Boy. But listen, if you go to Austin, you have to keep Austin weird. So I think go for that is cool. But Matt, you have been doing so many book like events. I mean, you need happy hour today, I think. You've been busy.
absolutely. I'm right now drinking a red blend, not
Oh,
big blend, but red
Rita, you have competition.
Yeah.
that is called Fiction.
Oh,
But I think when you pick me up on the bus, I'll plan on cracking open an IPA, maybe a Baxter Stowaway. And because for me, fall is football season, I would like chili to go with that IPA.
Mm.
well, now you're just doing exactly what we're having for dinner, right? Chili? No, I make a killer chili. But now, last night, so our friends at the Lion and the Rose Bed and Breakfast in Asheville, North Carolina, as we're leaving, he goes, and Steve makes beer. So when you check in at the end, they give you a glass of beer that he brews himself. And if you stay for 4 nights, I'm not just trying to give him a plug, but like seriously, if you stay for 4 nights, you get your own mini kegerator in your room. So you have
wow.
so it's cool. Like, and people keep going, why do you keep going back to Asheville? Well, hello,
It's the beer.
Victorian Mansion, the Montford Historic District. There's beer, there's dogs, there's friends. It's cool. But they are good friends, and we do our show every first Tuesday with them about Asheville. And anyway, as I'm leaving, he goes, "Hey, do you drink IPAs?" Because he doesn't. I'm like, "Oh, heck yeah, I do." He gives me 4 cans of IPA. They all look different. And we get to New Orleans. And I'm like, dude, put these in the fridge. I love a good IPA. Turns out it's Stone Brewing. Nancy and I were at the opening of Stone Brewing, and we opened our magazine the same month in San Diego, same region, same, like, to the date of Stone Brewing Company. And we were there, and they had an industrial park. I think it was Escondido or San Marcos, and went to their opening to the local Chamber of Commerce. And I'm sitting there. This was incredible beer, and they're known for Arrogant Bastard. And I just wanted to say that on the show because I can't, because it's happy hour, but it's really good beer. And their IPAs, there were like 3 different ones that I had, from these cans of beer that they gave me. And I was in heaven. Like it was like an IPA that wasn't too over the top. It was just so smooth and good, still rich and deep, but not too over. You know what I mean? Because an IPA has to have a balance that they can get so thick and chewy, and it wasn't too chewy. Do you like chewy IPAs? Do you know what I mean, Matt? Am I getting weird?
I actually do like a little chewy, a little hazy. There are people, and then you sound like one of them, that likes the more fruity, but I like the chewier
No,
ones.
no, don't go. I'm not that fruity. No, it has to be a balance. I want the chew, and I want it smells skunky almost. I want all that, but I want to be able to have a second drink is my point. That because IPAs can be heavy, like you can't have more than one.
Right.
Like, I just want to
That's
have
why
my
you
second
moved to
one.
whiskey afterwards.
Oh, I haven't
now
learned.
you're talking my language.
Oh boy, here we go. Nancy, you're in a tunnel again. I don't know. She's in the rum barrel. That's really what she is. She's in the
I
rum
have to
barrel.
keep holding it. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, what is Maine like right now? And the fall colors coming in, you said 49 degrees is happening already. So are the fall colors, when did they happen?
We got a few weeks, probably 2 or 3 weeks until it really starts to kick in, and maybe a month until it's full tilt on of fall foliage and leaf peeping season. So it's still pretty green out there. It's just started cooling off in the mornings.
Nice though. That's nice. So we're going to go south, right? And it's going to be warmer than Maine. We're going to go pick up Joe Clark. You know her, y'all. She's here on the shows all the time and she has her own podcast with us. Joe goes everywhere because she will. I didn't say she does everything, but I do say she goes everywhere. And she normally has a glass with her when she travels. Travel writer and photographer Joe Clark. Go to haveglasswilltravel.com. Joe, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Lisa. Good to be able to hear you today.
Yes.
Last couple of times you've had almost no voice and scratchy sore throat, all kinds of allergies affecting you.
I'm healthy. I'm in New Orleans with rain and I've got a really good beer. So,
you're perfect.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't say that. Nancy
But I
will
would.
let you know.
I can say that.
Oh, you can say it. Doesn't mean it's true, but I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm a Virgo. I'm annoying that way. But what is your
Keep on
password, girl?
trying. Just keep on
Beach
trying.
babe.
What? Beach babe.
Beach babe.
I like that. That's because she does yoga on the beach. I love that. You do that. So
Yes.
what can Priscilla make for you?
Well, I've been drinking a really nice unoaked Chardonnay that I discovered last week at my local Total Wine from River Road Vineyard in California. And it's wonderful, but I'm sort of in the mood for some mulled wine. I was glad that I didn't have to be the first to ask Priscilla to make it. So it's already made.
Stewing. It's been
warm.
stewing.
Yeah, it's been
It's
blending
yummy.
those flavors. I had some last weekend at La Bellamy Vineyard here at the beach, and it was fantastic.
Mm.
And I think I would like some apple slices with a cream cheese spread to go on them, to go with it.
Oh, that leads me to Matt again because he didn't tell us about his food. I snuck in and talked about IPAs. So what would your food be, Matt?
No, I did speak about chili. I didn't get too.
Oh, that's right. Chili. Yeah, we didn't get too deep on the chili.
Yeah, I would leave it up to, you all to figure out what kind of chili and how to make it.
I think we just have to quickly run back to Sharon in Texas for some chili because the chili in Texas, there is no such thing as just beans. You will get meat in your chili in Texas, as far as I know.
Goodness. Yeah, we have the best chili. I'm sure yours is good, but Texas chili, you can't beat it.
That's the way it is, y'all. Y'all, we're all going to do y'alls now. So now we're going to go up to Maryland to Julie D. Suman, and she's an amazing travel writer and photographer. She loves nature and history. And I'm so glad to have her back on the show. Julie, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. What happens in Maryland for fall?
Oh, gosh. Well, I have to agree with Matt. Football is a big thing. So that's definitely, a must do. I also grew up in Western Pennsylvania. So, football is fall to me. But there's so many great festivals here, in the fall, and I'm a big, into birding. And so we start towards the end of fall, we start to see that migration to the Chesapeake Bay area of different birds. So it's a great time of year to be here.
Oh, what is your password?
Oh my gosh. I think I will have to go with the Chesapeake. I love the Chesapeake Bay.
Nice. Yes, except for your bridge. Your bridge sucks.
Oh, I have a love-hate relationship with that bridge. I'm always happy. It's another world once you get across it, but my God, it's terrifying.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here for that. So what are you going to eat and drink?
For some reason, fall to me says bourbon. But I think I'm going to have myself a nice, bourbon cocktail. The other thing that says fall to me are apple cider donuts.
Oh, yes. Now suddenly I want an old fashioned. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I'm glad I could twist your arm there, but yeah,
I'm with you.
Sit outside and, maybe around a fire, sip a cocktail,
Does anybody know if Goldschlager exists anymore? I think this is a carry on from a previous podcast, but I'm still trying to find if Goldschlager is still around. Does anybody know? Or did that get taken off the books from teenager shenanigans?
I was gonna say I might have drank it all when I was in college, but you know,
Yeah,
that's a different podcast.
that's a whole different. Oh, okay, Julie, she can
Uh-huh.
come on anytime. Well, I think Nancy's going to join you on the Bourbon Trail part of this too. But I'm really glad we went from Maine to South Carolina to go up to Maryland. See, this is how our Big Blend Radio tour bus travels, and that's how our Love Your Parks tour is. We just keep going in circles and doing great stuff. But okay, so we want to talk about fall escapes. So I want to ask each of you if you could spend a few hours with someone on a fall outing or an activity, some kind of cool experience that says it's fall. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to spend that time with? Why? We want to know the why and where. So I'm going to start with you, Julie. Where do you want to go?
You
And with
know,
who? Ooh.
yeah. Well, my husband's going to get the short straw here and travel with me. But I've always wanted to go out to Colorado to see the aspens changing in colors in the fall, like maybe Breckenridge or something like that. You know, just
Ooh.
to do some hiking and just enjoy those bright yellow colors from the leaves.
It is gorgeous. All I can, we haven't done it at that time of like Breckenridge, but we've done it outside of Trinidad. There's the dog bar. Gosh, Nancy, where was it with Gemma out there? It's between Trinidad and Ludlow, so it's in the southern portion.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a whole national forest you can go into. And there is a dog bar where people bring their dogs in the bar.
I love that.
And then
That's fun.
So much fun.
It was so much fun, and I'm going to look it up for you now. But they have a whole pool table room. There's a pool table that only the locals know about or something. And we were with the locals, and there was a lot of betting and other kinds of smoky shenanigans going on, but it was really cool. It was fun. All I can say is we drove through this national forest on like the back roads, which was crazy. But the fall colors, it was the first time I'd experienced fall colors in this country. And we even lived in a mountain town in San Diego, which the fall colors are there, but this was incredibly, I can't even, it was just amazing. And I know that you kind of get that from where you are up north in the Northeast, but that was incredible. But who are you going to go with? Like, who do you want to spend time with when you do that?
Oh, I got to take my husband because we like to hike.
So he's going to do that?
You know,
okay.
Yeah. And plus he's retired now, so, you know, he's easy to bring along.
Yeah. You know, retirement is a big deal. Is that like to actually retire, that's a whole thing, right? From a career and then suddenly go, now what? And then let's go party. Let's do stuff. That's cool.
He gets to follow me.
Well, and so he's going to carry the camera bag. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, actually he does. He because I do have a big lens. I have a 400 millimeter lens, which is quite heavy. So he is quite handy at helping prop that thing up.
Well, because that is big. That is a big deal when you think about it, right? It's Cuchara. That's what I'm trying to think of. Cuchara. In Colorado. Check it out.
Okay. Will do.
Look it up. It is really cool. Okay. So the bus is going on back roads in the forests and everything in Colorado. Breckenridge is beautiful. We've been there, but not in the timeline that you're talking about. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to go up to Joe. Where are you going for a fall escape and with who?
I think I want to go to Cades Cove out in the Smokies and meet, my friend Kurt is a fabulous photographer, and he has the patience of Job, like I do. When you're waiting on animals, you just have to be patient when you're a nature photographer. And the bears are gorging right now on ripe walnuts, getting fat for the winter. And then after it gets dark, the cool nights are a perfect time for the fire pit outside of a cabin and another cup of that mulled wine. And I think it's interesting. You didn't find a speakeasy, you found a billiard easy.
Exactly. Exactly, right? Why not? Well, that's the
But
thing.
it's
Well,
the
and
same. It's the same. They all have wine.
yeah,
And I Googled, I had plenty of time while we were waiting for the bus to pick me up. I did some Googling, and you are really, really close to Shreveport, and they have a winery. I want you to go check it out. The name of it is On Cloud Wine.
On
there,
cloud.
Shreveport is important. Shreveport,
I love it.
Well, you're a
we've
lot
been to,
closer than I am.
well, yeah, Shreveport is like the top part of the state. We're at the very bottom, but we will go through Shreveport again. We do it all the time. Shreveport is home to the American Rose Society's garden. And roses are America's national flower. Now, there's a whole other history of that ties in because of the peace rose and during World War II and one. I think there's this whole thing. I'm going to get it wrong, so I'm not going to go in there. But there is the peace
They have
rose.
over 1,000 different kinds of roses.
It's
Wow.
amazing. We went there
It's
and they've gone
amazing.
through a hurricane, of course, have gone through more. But they're also on the Jefferson Highway. And as you all know, we have our show every fourth Thursday, on the Jefferson Highway, which was started in 1915. Think about road tripping. And we're on our bus right now, but road tripping in 1915. Just think about when Ford that's a whole other show. I'll go crazy. But because
We're
it's
going to be
really
covered in
fascinating,
dust.
we had cars that were just coming out, and the first thing, Ford, Edison, Firestone got in the car and started road tripping. There's a whole book on it. It's on our site. I'll put the link in there too. Hopefully I'll remember to. But anyway, 1915, the editor of Better Homes and Gardens said, we got to do something for these small towns that are agricultural driven, but not really making as much money. So for tourism, started the Jefferson Highway, which was our very first vacation route. It goes from Winnipeg, Canada, down to New Orleans, where we are, and today. And it's really an amazing history. Nancy's gone down a gazillion rabbit holes on the history. If you want to talk about jazz, I mean, Matt Costa, I'm just going to say as a writer, I think you should just start writing a Jefferson Highway mystery series, because there were moonshiners, there were bank robbers, Bonnie and Clyde, all of it. I mean, Jesse James, everybody.
Bonnie and Clyde were epic.
Yeah.
I'm not pro-violence or bank robberies, but they were epic.
No, it's crazy what happened on this highway.
Yeah.
But anyway, Shreveport is part of that highway and part of no man's land in Louisiana. When Matt, you're going to have to correct me on my history because you're the historian and history teacher. But it was kind of like where the Battle of New Orleans happened, and I think is one of the most fascinating battles that ever happened in this country. And I don't think our country, Matt, would you agree if the Battle of New Orleans went sour, we wouldn't be where we are now today? I don't think.
The Battle of New Orleans was pretty interesting, seeing as it, took place after peace had been concluded.
Yeah.
There was a peace treaty in place when Colonel Jackson on the Mississippi kicked some butt on the British in 1814. So that was kind of funny. Or 1812.
But he was insane, though. I mean, Jackson is horrible to the Native Americans and everyone, right? But he got the Native Americans who didn't like him to come and fight in the battle. Kentucky, Tennessee, and the Scots came out even in this battle. And it's just the craziest battle that just did happen overnight. But it also protected what was New Orleans and is today, but also Louisiana. And doesn't this have to do with the Louisiana Purchase and also kind of an extended thing from the War of 1812, right? Isn't that part of that? Like it was like this offshoot, or am I totally spinning out on my wars?
That was the Battle of 1812. The Louisiana Purchase was earlier than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so it was a battle. Yeah. Because at that point, Natchitoches, Louisiana, which we cover, all the time, do a show every third Tuesday. Got to give a shout out to them. Also on the Jefferson Highway is the oldest settlement and city in the state of Louisiana. And so there's this area called No Man's Land that goes from Shreveport down to Natchitoches, and I think even to Alexandria. And for 3 years, it was after the Louisiana Purchase that had to do something with the Battle of New Orleans. So maybe I'm getting that messed up, but
Lisa, it was probably the Louisiana Purchase because Thomas Jefferson was the president who sent Lewis and Clark to explore the new land that had been purchased recently from the French. So that's probably why the Jefferson Highway got named after him. I don't know, but that'll be the first step in my research when I'm writing my new book on the Jefferson Highway.
No, I'm just saying. No, they were doing.
No, they actually named it because they had named a highway, the Lincoln Highway. And the people felt guilty that they hadn't named anything after Thomas Jefferson, so they named it. Not that it has anything to do with him. Actually, no, they just named it. I mean, I read this thing, I'm like, I don't know if that's true or not, but I read this whole thing on it.
It was his turn.
They just said that he didn't have a highway named after him, so they just named it after him. It really has very little or nothing to do with him.
Wow.
It's got a lot of potential for me because the Lincoln Highway was a book that just came out a couple of years ago and was very famous and a bestseller. Yeah. So maybe I can get dibs on the Jefferson Highway.
Well, you should. The Jefferson Highway crosses the Lincoln Highway crosses the Jefferson Highway because the Lincoln goes, horizontal, same as Route 66. Route 66 is about to have its 100th anniversary in a couple of years now. So it's kind of like all this is cool history. But anyway, go back to Shreveport in no man's land for 3 years there because there were all these wars and certain parts were owned, like, there's Los Adeas, Tejas National Historic Site was a fort. And at one time, Tejas, it was Texas and it wasn't Louisiana. Now it's Louisiana. There was Spanish, there were French, there was these different colony kind of settlements going on. And no one knew because it took so long to get information. Nobody knew who owned what for 3 years. So there was no law and order for 3 years in Louisiana.
Cool.
And it's insane what went down. And I mean, you've got to think about this. This whole area, law and order out, privateers can come in on the bayous with rum. Yeah. And they were making rum because there's also sugar cane fields out here and stuff. Yeah. So it's really fascinating. I want to quickly, I know we're talking about fall, but Erin, as a genealogist, do you ever find these kind of gaps in history where it gets wonky like that with 3 years? Like there was no law and order. I don't know how much was even documented back then.
I haven't researched that area. The families that I've worked on have not been in that area. So I've heard stories personally about things like that, or with the expansion of the United States with the Wild West and how lawless, I guess you would say. There was law and order, but that's how like Bass Reeves had a job. And then once it became the United States, Bass Reeves was demoted, if you will. But I know through the expansion of our time, there's always been pockets of different lawless areas just because of the reach versus the people, because the people moved faster than the government moved.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, no, but I mean, that's funny. Well, I want to bring Rita in on this because doesn't this boil down to human resources? Like why we have this in a way, like, the lawlessness and everything. People were just like, it's a free for all. And in a company now today, we need HR, right? And it kind of boils down from that. In a weird
it all comes down to human interaction for sure, and we need guidelines when we're working together, whether at work or at play.
Wow. Hey, listen, I just did a podcast with Ward Heinrichs, who's an employment attorney in San Diego, and he was all about the Workplace Violence Prevention Act. And all I know is like, everybody who has a business in California, you better go get an HR person because that's it's like a book. I tried to read it. He said, here's the document. I'm like, I can't read that. Did you guys do that in HR? You have to read all of those acts. And then I was starting to read this and I wanted to call you and say, Rita, what the heck is all this? It's
Yes,
all a
I
bunch
would
of
get
fine
an
print.
updated book that was like 4 or 5 inches thick. That was a summary of all the labor law guidance. So I'm not a lawyer, so I didn't have to go into it in as much depth as he does, but there's a lot there for sure.
Well, he said that the lawyers is the last resort, like that. And he said,
Right.
you don't want to be calling me.
No.
You have to put these things in place. And labor laws, it's
And
so
train your
important.
supervisors.
Yeah.
That's what I'm all about.
Well, labor laws come in from like historically. You got to think about kids and mines and stuff like that. I mean, even over in England,
it's
kids
about
went through
prevention now.
Yes.
Preventing crossing
Exactly.
the line. It's
Yeah.
about
If there's a law,
yeah.
if there's a law, somebody has been hurt because it wasn't there. That's how I try to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna try and get back on track here. Happy hour never stays on track. I'm gonna try and get back on track. So, Matt, what are you doing for your fall happy hour? What activity and with who and whom? Like, and we don't want any shenanigans that are too dirty for our audience. Just kidding.
But how much would that be? I mean, it seems like the parameters are pretty wide open, right?
I know it is. You're on happy hour with Big Blend. Anything can happen.
Whatever you want.
I would say that I'm going to take 2 people on my fall adventure. And for me, football is a big part of fall, but so is Halloween. So I'm going to bring Marie Laveau, the voodoo queen of where you are now, New Orleans, because to her time was parallel. So she still lives out there somewhere. And I'm going to take Stephen King, the
no way
author.
Oh boy.
You're brave.
And we're going to go down where Aaron just was to Salem, Massachusetts, Halloween and the Festival of the Dead.
Oh,
dude. Okay, we need a whole new cocktail.
Yeah. And what
Oh,
are you gonna call
wow.
it?
I love that we're getting set up for Halloween early because, like, why not? Let's
love
go for it. They always do
Halloween.
Christmas early. I'm always like, let's bring Halloween in early. This is cool. This is very cool. So Salem. Wow. I love this. And Stephen King, he's very vocal on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter. It's interesting. I love following him on Twitter and just anyway, he's the thing is he made me look at cats differently when you started to realize that if you die, cats will start to eat you. And as pet sitters, I always think about that. I'm like, am I eat worthy or not? Like,
well, sometimes you look at a cat and you go, have you eaten your last owner?
Yeah. Like, because cats rule the house.
I guess what you two have to figure out is if you both died, which of you would the cat eat first?
I know. It could be like one's like
they would go to Lisa first because she'd be young and tender and I'd be old and grilly.
But you could be aged, and aged meat is good. And and so
bourbon barrel aged.
It depends. But I eat a lot of cheese and cats like cheese. So
okay.
This is nice. This is such a good conversation. Rita, we need to go to you in the Redwoods. We need to escape from this conversation. Rita, where are you going for fall and with whom? And are we going to play with pumpkins at all?
Fall to me is about comfort. And I think for my fall day, I'm going to go out to the coast. I'm about a half an hour from the coast. And for us, the fall is the warmest time to go to the coast. In the middle of summer, it's going to be freezing out there because of the winds and just the way it fogged. So I'll go out to the coast and have a nice walk along the bluff with my sweetie and then come back to the Redwoods and home and have my wine and brie. That's my getaway.
Wow. She wants her wine and brie, man. She's there. But listen, your area, I mean, going to the coast, I've been it's just, it's everything.
It's
I mean, the
beautiful.
coast, and it is, and the fall too, is when tide pools start to happen. And, I love this. We're recording this on National Beach Day, so we do get to go to beaches. I like this. So I'm going to go to Erin. Erin, a genealogist. Do you want to go for a walk with someone now or in history?
I'm going to go with my husband.
Ah, where are you
I
going?
know what I'm getting myself into that way.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I just enjoy his time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. That's gorgeous. You know, that's an amazing thing. You know, I love it when people want to be with their loved ones. You know, that's the best thing. Where are you going though for that fall vibe?
Well, you know, I'm taking a page from Rita's book, and she is absolutely correct. LA is the same way, so I'm going to go to the coast because it's warm. The ocean's warmer. It's also not tourist season. So it's more open and you can enjoy it and get there early and see the dolphins.
Oh, I like that. The dolphins are important to be able to have that moment. And sometimes you have to do early morning for them, don't you think? Or is it at the end of the day?
Early
A
morning
specific time? Yeah.
is when I've seen them the best. I've seen a whale also earlier in the day.
Yeah, fall is the whale season. Starting
Mm-hmm.
October, going up and down the coast, like, you know, well, it's not up and down, but that is the season for California coastline. Matt, what's your season like? Oh, and Joe's on the East Coast. We've got two coasts represented. Sharon has to go to Port Aransas.
That's
You
right.
know, she's in Gulf Shores there. So we kind of got the country covered on the coastlines. But Erin, you've got, you know, October on is the whale season for California. Joe, you got whales?
Occasionally somebody will spot something out, like the fishing boats or something. I don't know if we've ever seen one from close in. We see the dolphin all the time. I saw dolphin last weekend. A lot of times we'll see them during yoga.
Oh, wow. They want to come play.
Yeah, well, it's early enough in the morning, and when the water's nice and still, we'll see them swimming along. And I went out to Shell Island on Monday, and we had one dolphin that made an appearance during our cruise. But the water's been super warm this summer, so they're further out, I think, and we don't see them when you're on the beach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's changed.
changing.
Sharon got to see a dolphin up close, wasn't it? It was a dolphin or porpoise.
We were on a boat ride out to see the whooping cranes in the Port Aransas National Sea
Wildlife Refuge.
Yes. And they raced our boat. They were at the bow, like a little pod of them, and they were just having so much fun racing our boat. It was a blast.
Julie, what
Yeah.
about you out in the Chesapeake area? Do you get to see them, the dolphins at all? I don't know if Julie's there. She's muted, I think. So Matt, what about you in Maine?
I'm here.
Do you-
Sorry,
Oh, you there?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't get off mute, man. We do see dolphins at the beaches in Delaware and Maryland. Occasionally a whale. And then in the springtime, some of the seals come into like the Delaware Bay. So you can go and watch some seals as well.
Ooh,
I guess that's not really
cool.
fall related though, but
Yeah.
we can see some.
Well, I was trying to figure it out about the different seasons. Matt, do you see them in Portland area of Maine or?
We have a lot of seals, so I regularly will see seals when I go to the water, which
Cool.
Brunswick is pretty much on the coast.
Oh, Brunswick.
And there are whales, but I've never seen whales, but they've been known to be out there and people have seen them and but no dolphins.
A lot of lobster though, apparently. in your
Yeah,
neck of the
they're
woods.
just skimming along the top of the water, those lobsters.
Yeah, just waiting
On
for
the
people to pick
top?
it. No, they go in little cages. Like, I don't know. I don't know
No
anything about
way.
seafood.
No
But
way.
Joe, let's talk about your fall retreat. Where are you going and with who and where?
Tate's Cove, the Bears.
She's still going to the Bears. That's right.
No, that's what we
Oh,
already
that's what,
did.
yeah. Yes, I did do that. I got myself all twirled around, but that's what happy hour is about, right? We went everywhere.
Have another beer.
Really. Hmm?
Have another
beer.
IPA.
Really?
Yeah,
Actually,
like, are we talking
not an
beer or
IPA.
bear?
No. But we didn't get to Sharon. Sharon didn't do hers. That's the one who didn't do it. So Sharon, where did you go?
I have a brand new tradition this year.
Ooh.
I have a 2-year-old granddaughter, Violet. So we will be going to the Dripping Springs Fall Festival. You know, I live in Southwest Austin, and Dripping Springs is this frontier community from the 1800s that I could throw a stone and hit Dripping Springs. It's like the gateway to the hill country. So they have this traditional, wonderful fall festival with the hay rides and pumpkins and a corn maze. And I'll take Violet, and that's going to be our Grandma and Violet thing from now on.
Cool. That's cool. That's sweet. I love that. I love that you're with your grandkids too. I think we're doing so much more with families having these unity meetings, you know, like multi-generational travel. Joe, have you seen that as a travel writer too, that destinations are starting to understand that they have to appeal to more than one generation?
Yep, definitely. And I think when you come to the beach, there's something for everybody for sure. And the trip that we were on Monday you can only get to North Island, Shell Island by boat. So we were on a pontoon, and, you know, there's things on the boat where, he's got a box of shells that you will see on Shell Island. And so he's educating the little kids about what they will see, what they can expect. And, some of those little kids were with their grandparents. So it's 2 and 3 generations.
That's
cool.
For
everybody.
That's cool.
Okay, real quick. Okay, so trivia time. You know, this happens you think about a cozy pub and a fireplace, maybe a band playing, and then it gets to trivia night. And trivia night is cool. So I wanted to go around to each of you, and I may have to ask Joe twice or 3 times, you know, just for fun. What is a trivia question that you would put out to others that actually really goes with your career? So I am going to start with Joe. So Joe, what is your trivia night question for everyone? And then everyone go for it. If the answer, just jump in.
That's right. All right. How old is the oldest winery in the world? And extra points if you know where it was. Don't everybody answer at once.
Are we allowed to Google?
Michelangelo. No Google allowed. Michelangelo's vineyard.
Yeah. No, Jesus made
No, it was Da
wine
Vinci.
from water.
It was Da Vinci's vineyard
No.
or Lebanon.
No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but people were already making wine, or he wouldn't have had the idea.
No.
So it was Lebanon.
No. Jesus
Yes.
made water into wine, remember?
Oh, so Jesus. There you go.
But there was already
But
wine
he
being
didn't have a
made.
winery.
He wasn't the first.
Okay. Anybody else
Really?
got anybody else got an answer?
My guess is somewhere in the Middle East.
Lebanon.
I picked the whole region.
Yeah, you go, girl.
But
She
the
wants the
original
point.
question is, how old is it? How far back are we going?
3,500 years.
Go, Erin. Go, Erin.
Back farther.
Dude. Come on.
Got it. What is it? Come on, Joe. Tell us.
4100 BC, and it was in Armenia.
Okay. I say Erin gets the point. Strike
Yes.
one. Erin
So
gets the point. I don't know what that means, but I'm putting a
wine.
1 next to your name. She gets it. She gets it. You get it. Okay. So Erin, what is your trivia question?
What census no longer exists? What U.S. federal census
Oh.
no longer?
Wow.
Oh, I thought you meant like the 5 census.
1890.
Yes.
Whoa.
1890. It
No
burned
way.
in 1921.
Very few counties, and they were the ones that didn't turn them in on time. Still have.
And most of them are in the South and like Georgia
Yes.
and that.
Oh.
Dang. Dang.
Yeah,
Dang.
we're not
Nancy,
real,
we need
we're
a
not
new
real
bar.
motivated.
Nancy, we need a new pub. We don't belong,
No,
Nancy.
but
We don't
here's the
belong.
thing: if you don't turn in the census, you don't have to pay taxes.
Exactly. That's why, yeah. So oh my
They got
gosh, I
smart.
love that. I love that. Sharon, what's your trivia question?
All right, this is related to travel, and it is, where is Lake Titicaca, and what is the unique feature that it is known as being?
It's a funny name.
It's in Peru, right?
Yeah.
Peru and
Yeah,
Bolivia. It splits the two countries. That's good.
Because the lakes don't care about boundaries that man put in. They don't care.
And what is unique about it?
It's at like 16,000 feet, right?
Well,
Like-
it is high, yes. Do you want me to tell you?
Yes.
Because I guess you're closest. It is the highest navigable lake in the world at 12,507 feet.
Oh.
The highest navigable. I can't say that word, and I've only had one glass of wine. Navigable.
Navigatable. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
But so Matt gets a point because he knew where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets a point. The king gets a point. Matt, what's your trivia? That was a good one. I had to shut up because I interviewed Sharon on Lake Titicaca, and I didn't even giggle like a child. But Nancy was before we went to do that podcast. Nancy's like, "You're gonna have to say Titicaca."
It makes all school children giggle, that word.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, and adult
men as well.
and women. And women. So
I'm
okay, so
sorry,
I'm gonna
it's
go
funny.
to I'm going to Matt with his trivia question, which scares me. I don't know why.
Well, Lisa, I think that I'll do this one just for you on the eve of your birthday. So this
Thank you.
trivia question should be right up your alley. What author has published the most works according to the Guinness Book of World Records? And how many?
You have to, what is with you and Sharon with the second follow-up question?
I just did it because she did.
Oh my God, I was going to just go Shakespeare because I don't know why, but I don't know.
Born the same time you were?
Oh, I don't know. I have no clue. I have no clue.
I got a guess.
Yes.
Go.
James Patterson?
Nope. It's an upcoming Big Blend radio show.
Oh, cool.
It is L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh,
no.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
1,084 published works as the founder of Scientology.
Are you kidding me?
All books?
Dude.
All books.
Are we doing Halloween now? Really? Are you kidding me? I had no clue.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah,
you actually made
Patterson
Nancy and I both
prolific.
speechless there for a second. Everybody.
I have to go get a glass of wine now.
Really? Wow. Okay, you win. So who was closest on this? Who had anything close? Joe? No?
No.
Wow, Matt, you get an extra point.
I think Nancy had the closest.
She did? Nancy gets a point?
I was looking for good authors. Oh, whoopsie.
Well, no, but L. Ron Hubbard has to be good because he got everybody following them. Everyone started, well, not everyone, but a lot of people started following him. So that's fascinating.
No, but I get it, but I don't like it.
Erin, do you
Yes.
have to deal with that in genealogy, like cults, like how families can disappear into a cult?
I'm sure. I haven't had that experience, but I can see that.
It's coming. It's
coming. No.
Fingers crossed.
I am trying to, in a soft way, because I can only take so much information at a time. My family history, which is bizarre, beyond bizarre.
Erin's looking it up and finding all kinds of weird stuff. Thank you, Erin.
Oh, it is bizarre.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to, yes, thank you, and deal with it and make sense of it. But the historic part of it really interests me because I've been in different houses of different families
Yeah, it's well,
where
we're gonna do a whole show on that. We're gonna.
where I've seen the first thing I do is look at what books do they have. And some have none, which makes me go, whoa, feel really uncomfortable in a house where there's no books. Really uncomfortable. But now, and this is, I'm talking about older people, not talking about the new place where everybody's got their books online.
Yeah,
My
it's hard
family,
to find. Well, yeah, we're looking at as we travel the
like,
country. Yeah, you're be clear on what
older
you're
homes
saying.
had
Yeah,
books.
yeah.
And I have a thing about that now where I don't want you to cut down trees to print a book, but I want a book.
Mm.
The absence of books on the shelves makes me really uncomfortable, and I'm just coming to terms with it. But I'm coming to terms with who my family was, and hopefully in the future.
Oh, there you go. That's
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing. I want to move on because of time here. Rita, what is your
Sorry.
trivia question?
Okay, my trivia question is, what color clothing do the most successful candidates wear to a job interview?
Blue.
Right.
Blue or brown?
Blue.
Blue
Brown is
it.
negative.
It's blue?
It is blue.
It's blue because it's a more trusting color. Yes. In
Yeah.
sales, we were
Yep.
taught that.
I
Blue.
thought that was fascinating.
But it's
That's
and I
weird.
wonder if it ties to water in a
Maybe.
way
Yeah.
about the calmness of water. Wow. So I got a
It's
point.
about-
Sorry, I didn't even
It's
mean to
about
be part of that.
purity.
Purity is
It's
supposed
about
to be
purity.
right, but okay, Rita, that was good. Julie, let's go to you. What is
All right.
your trivia question? I'm worried about this. She's going to ask us wingspans.
Oh, no. So, what you should know, Lisa, is that even though I have a PhD, I really, really am not good at trivia. So, but we're going to try and tackle a question related to Maryland, Western Maryland, where we have some great wineries, Joe. You'll need to come visit. So, my question is, Naval Support Facility Thurmont and Maryland's Catoctin Mountain Park is the official name of what presidential retreat?
Camp David.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, it is.
Oh, I said Fort Davis.
Camp David.
Camp David.
Camp
Fort
David.
Davis.
You got it.
Yeah. Camp David.
Oh, that's why
Okay.
the presidents all go hang out there. They
Yeah,
want
that's
money.
right. Well done.
We'll never get to see it,
Yay.
but yeah. But it's in a
You got another
beautiful
point.
part of the country.
Well,
Right.
we got some good winners here. I think everyone gets points because we all tried. We all did good. We got 1. I'm looking at the little list here. Okay. So I'm going to go around real quick because we got to close up. We're trying to be an actual happy hour and it never works, but I'm going to go around real quick. And this is a question I got from Rita because of her organizational trainer success insider questionnaire. She had this as a question. If you could shake a tree and $1 million came floating down like fall leaves, she didn't put it that way, but because it's a fall inspired show, I am. What would you do with that $1 million? And she was asking this to the actual company, if the company had $1 million. Remember that, Rita?
Mm-hmm.
I stole from you. I'm sorry, but at least I'm honest, right, about thievery. So does that still make me a thief? Yeah, probably, even still, but I'm an honest thief. Well, let's do that. If you had $1 million right now, what would you do with it? So Nancy, what would you do with $1 million?
I would go to every dog pound ASPC and take all the animals, and I would buy a gigantic farm and let them all be happy and free.
I love it. Can we live next door to Jon Stewart then? Like he's got one of those farms with animals
as long
too.
As he's nice, yeah.
He is. Jon Stewart's nice.
I can't stand animals in cages because we think it could be that way.
I agree.
I would like to empty the zoos. I would like them all to be free in the natural world. If anybody
I vote for
should
you.
be caged up, it's probably part of humanity.
Yeah, I vote for you. Let's save the animals. I'm with that.
Yeah.
Rita, I have to go. I should have gone with you first too, but I've got my mom on the show, so mom's
That's
rule.
quite all right.
But what would you do with that $1 million?
Well, I'm thinking about $1 million probably doesn't go as far as it used to, but I would want to.
Here's your cocktail.
I work with nonprofits, and I would want to train HR managers in nonprofits to be user-friendly and mission-driven and kind and compassionate. So train them to be a full-service HR that supports the staff to do the work.
I
love that because it's not about a job. It's about who you are.
Mm-hmm.
What your passion is.
Yeah. Julie, what about you?
Well,
what are you going to do with
think
$1 million? She's going to get a new camera.
Oh, well, I could buy some real glass with that. Yeah, and then maybe I'd also spend the money to go on a National Geographic cruise because I would really love to do that, and they are so expensive. But seriously, I would probably donate some of that to, once I did my trip to lung cancer research. My father passed of lung cancer, and it's a really underfunded area compared to other monies that are spent on oncology. So that's where I would put my money.
Oh, that is awesome. Lung cancer is brutal, man. It's brutal. It is so, I really agree with you on that. And, the research and the medical world. Oh my gosh, y'all, I can't even tell you what's coming up on shows that's going to air by the time this airs. But, the medical world is advancing in incredible ways that we just don't see all the time. There's so much that is happening because of technology. And I think, Julie, we're in a good time for the medical world right now.
For sure.
And I don't think patients see it, because they don't feel it yet. They don't get it yet, but technology is actually on the side of the patient right now. It's just not quite there yet, but it's there. It's happening.
No, we're making good progress.
I'm so excited about it.
We don't get the news from the medical world as fast as we get from other places.
That's why I toast today to documentary filmmakers because they do such good work on that. All right. So I want to go to travel writer Sharon. What are you doing with $1 million?
Well, let's see. First, I would get a giant trampoline and put it right under the trees, and the leaves would fall into the trampoline. And then I would build a squirrel-proof safe to hold all my money until I became Secret Santa and gave it all away to kids all over the world.
I love
lovely.
that. Oh, that is cute. That is so sweet. That is. That's awesome.
Oh,
all right. I'm going to go over to Erin. What is your $100 million? $1 million. Sorry.
In LA, 100 million would go much better.
Yeah, I know. You do need it in LA. Like the gridlock is Erin's getting her 100 million. Everybody stop. But what are you going to do with it? Yeah, you got a raise.
It's a very good question. I feel lame, but I'd probably pay off my debt. And then, after that, I don't know. I would travel more for sure. Go to all those antique shops I didn't get to go to in New England.
Oh, the antique shops. You see, they're like museums and you never know. In genealogy, I have to share this real quick. A friend bought a photograph from an antique shop, and it was an antique photo of people, and shared it with her friend, and it turned out it was her friend's grandfather.
Oh, wow.
In that
wow. That's
Is that
amazing.
not cool? So, like I'm just saying.
Oh, I just bought a wedding certificate from 1887 from Cleveland, and I'm hoping to find the family so I can return it to them.
Wow.
Mhm.
Like that's crazy. It's like, preserving history is a very interesting thing because how much space do we have as humans?
How do you know?
Do
who
we
you are if you
digitize
don't know
everything or do we toss the actual artifact away and just digitize it? What do we do with everything? And it's a very interesting question going on in the world of history right now, is what do we do with everything as we keep creating things, and creating memories.
Crazy.
So that leads us to Matt Cost, the king of happy hour. How are you preserving everything? History teacher and author. But what are you going to do with $1 million right now?
Well, everybody has all these really helpful, fantastic ideas on charities and medical research and wonderful things, but I think I have to stay true to my calling, and I would throw the mother of all happy hours. I'd get a resort off in the mountains somewhere. I'd invite all my friends and family and all the readers of my books, and we'd have top shelf liquors and good
Holy cow.
champagne, and we'd blow $1 million on the mother of all happy hours.
Dang, I'm in. Oh, can we come?
You're all invited.
Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh,
Awesome.
Joe, how are you feeling about this?
I'm signing up.
The happy hour sounds like fun.
I know. See, Joe, what's your happy hour after that? I mean, that's kind of hard.
Y'all are also altruistic, and I'm sitting here I'm putting it in a pension fund and withdrawing 12% a year, because then I know it'll last me the rest of my life. Then I can donate each year to whoever I feel like donating to. Like, I research definitely, and hire a driver to take me on road trips. Since I don't feel confident to drive with this tunnel vision in the one eye now. So a driver would be well spent money.
And you could have a sexy driver, but it doesn't really matter if you can't see 100%.
I see good enough to see.
Hey,
good looking driver.
No, actually, sometimes you don't want to see 100%.
No, you don't. No, it's really got nothing to do with it.
50% is pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's it. Well, okay, so I have to close this off. I know we're over time. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get fired from Big Blend Radio Club soon, but I can't not do the tall tales because it's the tall fall tale. Aaron started with it, and we've got Matt on the show. Aaron is a writer as well as Matt, and we got four travel writers, Nancy and I included. Rita is also an author, and she puts us in line in her books. Basically, that's what her books does. She organizes us all to do the right thing. And so let's write something, because we are all writers. So this is how the show always closes off, and it's Matt's fault. So Matt's going to start us off. He's going to each of us are going to give a word to another person, and we're going to create a fall story, a tall fall tale together. And so each person gets a word and creates the next sentence off of that word that creates a story. So Matt, you're starting. You good with that?
Sure.
King of happy hour, since you're throwing the big party. I mean, geez, So, okay, you're going to give Nancy a word. I just kind of feel like that has to happen. Yeah, I just kind of feel that's the way to go on here, because she's read a lot of your books. She wants all of them, by the way.
I do.
She does. And so everyone, mattcost.net, all the links for everybody on the show is in the episode notes that you can click through and learn more. And Matt, give Nancy a word, because you're going to close this off, because if you start it, you close it. But give Nancy a word, and Nancy has to start this with a sentence, right? But you're going to close it, because a closing is as important as the introduction. So give Nancy a word to start. One sentence. Nancy, only one sentence. I have to say this to Nancy, because she'll give you a book. One sentence, Nancy, from what?
Okay, got it.
One word that Matt gives you. So
Nancy,
go for it, Matt.
The word is moose.
Oh, sorry. I got the giggles so bad.
Okay,
You have no idea
it.
how funny that is.
I
You have no idea.
I
I'll
was
have to tell you one day.
charged by a moose.
That's her
True
sentence.
story.
Okay. So Nancy's got her sentence. Nancy, you're going to give a word to Joe. Nancy, give a word to
Help.
Joe. Help. Okay, Joe, go for it.
As the moose was charging, I could hear Nancy screaming,
All right. Now, Joe, give Julie a word.
dolphin.
Ooh.
So I have to relate this to the moose.
Yeah.
You can just keep it going. Good
Alrighty.
luck.
Oh my God. The moose was running to the shore as the dolphins were leaping in the ocean.
That can happen. So,
Hot.
Julie, you go, girl. Julie,
All
give
right.
Sharon a word.
Pumpkin.
Well, the dolphins jumped so high they flew over the country to Texas to the Dripping Springs Pumpkin Festival.
I love this. This is great. Okay, so Sharon, give Rita a word.
Cocktail.
Meanwhile, I ran into the local pub and ordered a cocktail, and I left Nancy to fend for herself and hope she would make it to join me at the pub.
Oh, good one, Rita. Rita gets points. I think Rita's going to win this whole
And I
happy
got
hour show.
there. I did.
She
I
did.
got
Oh,
She
there.
did it.
good.
Okay, so Rita, give Erin a word.
Bed.
But Nancy never made it to the pub because she woke up in bed and it turned out it was all a weird dream.
Aw.
Oh, Matt,
I did go to the pub.
you just don't know. Matt, you're going to get a word from Erin. Erin, give Matt a word.
Witches.
Luckily for Nancy, a coven of witches came along and transported her to the pub as well as the festival in Texas so she could enjoy a cocktail with all.
Ooh. All right.
Yay.
Very cool. That is a
Bravo.
very good story. Everybody did very good. I like that. Very cool.
Since our family has a history of witches,
I know. That's good.
they're famous in England.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out because Erin is helping on that. But there's two different sides, right? So Erin, that's the other thing. It's like there's multiple sides of your family tree. So does it all go in one tree? I know that sounds stupid, but when you're doing your family history research, does it all go under one tree?
It depends on how you want to build the tree.
Yeah,
I built
gosh.
my tree as starting from my son. So I wish I wouldn't have. I wish I would have done my husband's tree separate from mine,
Oh,
but it can be all one tree.
okay.
There's a tree for your father. There's a tree for your mother. And as
I
you
want
go
my
up
own
the
tree.
trees, no, as you go up the trees, okay, each person that is born has the tree of the father of the mother. So new trees are born. So you end up with a forest.
Well, there you go. I don't know.
Yeah.
You forest for the trees. You're going to have the forest. So
no,
Joe,
because
that's why Joe never stops doing her genealogy because of the forest, right? Joe?
Because it's a forest.
It is. It's a forest.
Keep going out on those branches.
Keep going out on a limb, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on Big Blend Radio. Again, I've got all the links to all of our awesome guests who put up with us in the episode notes. So please go check them out. Go get the books from Matt because he's got a lot of books. How many books now, Matt?
I have 16 books out now.
Dang.
Wow.
What's next? What's the next one?
Coming in November will be Mainly Mayhem, which will be the 6th book in my Mainly Mystery series.
I love it.
Wow. I don't know how you do that all. That's amazing. It's a lot of
Soon
books.
will the Jefferson Highway book be out?
Yeah.
That'll come out next week.
Oh, okay.
I got started already.
Good,
Oh, all
good.
right.
Because I
He's
don't
been
want to
writing
wait
it.
long.
He's been writing it since 1915. And, he was also friends with Thomas Jefferson and, made it all happen. And, this is how it all rolls here on Big Blend Radio. We've been going since, time started. But anyway, thank you all. Everyone, keep up with us at bigblendradio.com. Keep up with Julie, Joe, Matt, Rita, Aaron, and Sharon. Everyone is linked in the episode notes. Thanks for joining us. And cheers to you all. Happy fall, y'all. Thank you.
Cheers.
Take care, guys.
Cheers.
Happy fall and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us here on Big Blend Radio's Happy Hour podcast. New episodes air every second Monday and third Friday. Visit us at bigblendradio.com.